course, that even if he's having a good day, there is Twisten on the other side, a player with so much promise. And I know at times we haven't seen him really shine the stage. There's been the odd map where he comes online. It's getting that engine going, though, and seeing consistency. That's a way to start it. Already Twisted did find a Newzera, and Scream falls down just a couple of seconds after. Vitality are off to the races already, Tom.
Yeah, an aggressive start, I like this. Basically just trying to shut down any plan that could have been there for the side of Karmine Corp. Now they've got themselves into an after-plant position, but with such a disadvantage, it's going to be tough. Couple of low players, though.
I mean, they have got 3, maybe even 4. No, it's just 3 trying to force their way in towards heaven here, forcing Shin down, which now means on the low ground they've lost that high advantage. We all know what Anakin said about that one. And still in a spot, though, where just 2 on site. There is some little strange options here, but on towards the right-hand side. Easy close out in the first round here. Vitality sending everyone around the corner. Nivera can only find the one. Comfortable first market being captured, but now they've got to get this push through and try and force away the 2 players that are on site.
C's thrown in to try and slow them down. BONECOLD is isolated right now. Doesn't have any support. Just going to be throwing out the Prowlers. Gets him the info, but Scream is able to trade. They should garner them a plant, although some of the players of Vitality are very quick to get into position.
Feels somewhat winnable. I always feel in the post-plant situation on this site, it's doable for those that are on the attack and have got that spike down because of the narrow kind of bottlenecks you're forced to come in through. Great combo there for Twisten playing at the back of the Paranoia. On the march through, flicks onto another. And this is exactly what we all
sort of lurk outside A.
On here, Screen's managed to get on through as well. Good bit of util combo in together on the back of this one, but behind him. Don't think he's aware of what's going on in tree. No, completely missed. The Twisten was off towards the one side. A trade back though onto him, still keeps things nice and even. For now, KC, you're going to back away here. May even find ceNder waiting. Gets one before himself falls down too. So, sure, they've got themselves into good positions. They've moved as a team, but they've always gone 1-for-1 on their movements through the map.
Nivera's spot is huge. He's going to get them positioning back in towards this A site. 15 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for them to get in, and he's even going to find MOLSI as well. Patience from Karmine Corp. Not overstepping the mark, baiting those rotations out from Vitality, and now BONECOLD is all that's left.
And it's forcing that constant 1-for-1 play that's really helped them out here as well. BONECOLD's going to try and do whatever he can, but they know exactly where he is. A good swing out from XMS. And KC get on the board. This is where we get to that stage now, Tom, in the next few rounds where you are going to see these ults start lining up. The Scream, as we said, it might be that you have an A hit coming in here with 4 players all grouping up on the push through.
Destrian's taken a lot of damage from that snakebite. Paranoia is sublime. A secondary flash as well, and he gets both! He was so low on HP, and eventually it's just the trade-outs. I don't know how Destrian gets away.
Across a few rounds now, Destrian a couple, ceNder coming up on the flanks. Just these plays that all come together. Arguably when KC are expecting it most, but they still get outplayed because that sudden dump of utility onto a clump group of players just nets them so many.
He was waiting for that pick for the first 25-30 seconds of the round. Finally drops down from his perch, and it's a free kill for Twisten.
Seeker's coming out now. That tells you all you need to know that the engagement is coming in. Scream straight in there, nice and aggressive, but BONECOLD is already out of dodge. Getting absolutely melted by the utility, and finally it's Twisten to finish him off, and they're going to have to back out here because of the killjoy. Great response by Vitality.
He almost just crouched into the ult. That would have been a little bit awkward, but yeah, it's a waste. They've used some ults, garnered nothing for it. 2 players down. Do they now use the lockdown? It almost seems wasteful with this many players already on the deck, and there are 3 players waiting for them to try and push in. This read is not good, and Destrian at just random intervals decided to spam a couple of bullets, and well, now they don't have the choice to use the lockdown because they don't have it anymore.
Just sheer filth, and I feel even if the lockdown had come out there, looking at the spacing of the players on Vitality, they're ready to deal with that every day of the week. You have got the KO coming up from the backside as well. MOLSI slowly working his way through spawn. But it feels like this round is pretty much already done and dusted when there's just one left. Now it'll be a race for who can collect the kill. Newzera maybe from behind. There it is. MOLSI collects 9k. Someone's got to stop him, and Nivera has to be that person. I think he's got the most kills so far on the whole team. Finds one. That's a good start.
Yeah, this is the first time they've been able to properly deny that A aggression. This is control for the majority of the map that has been there for free. Still, although the B site is empty, a double up in towards this A site, mid-control being spotted for, and looking like this time KC are going to go for a much more direct approach. My one worry for them is the ults that are currently stacked up over on this A site. They can use both of them to deny utility and vision and sound and lose half their health.
Nice use of that 5 pit as well, just to force the ball back, but the immediate response coming out from BONECOLD. deafening everyone out here, but they push on the underside. No. Sure, Nivera finds Twisten, which is the kill that you're looking for. They've got into 2 here as well. It finally feels like KC are building up some thunder, but ceNder comes off towards one side, and he's got it all to do, facing off against 3 players.
Yeah, big round from Nivera. We've seen this operator many a time, and he is homed in on the angle. Wow. It'll be a 4K from him.
Done around this area of the map in previous rounds.
It seems like they know that there's a player on this corner. Yeah, they're going to pre-fire it. Good trade from Destrian. Paranoia as well to try and slow anybody down as the rest of the team look to try and execute out. But Destrian is just taking over. It's the second time he's taken a risky fight and come out on top. Thing is, though, he's just still going. A 3rd kill now for Destrian and 2 more pressuring Twisten.
Those 2 are coming together so well in the middle of the map as well. Just constantly collecting kills. Destrian and ceNder this is as well. I know ceNder went down there, but he was the bait that let Destrian find XMS and make it a 3rd in the round. Out comes this Viper's Pit, just about getting onto the plant spot, and also a lot of control inside a tree. This might make things a little bit risky for them. Finds one for himself, and it's going to be a bit of a bait here as he goes in towards tree, but they found 2 and managed to close the round. I looked for a second like Kate.
Of weaponry for the players on the other side.
Ridiculous.
Oh, timing. They're going to hear the reload. It's not being watched. Free kill for Scream. He's actually going to get a double. Finally waking up a little bit. Spike taken onto the site. Now, he is alone at the moment. Maybe having to wait a little bit just for a rotation to come in before going for the plant. But they will get into an A site after plant position. One of the best spots we've seen KC in.
Made so much room there. Scream find the 2 kills, completely breaking the A site wide open, and now has the ultimate online too. I think it's him versus Twisten up on the high ground that might be the problem. And this Killjoy, so well placed, it's going to force these players either back in towards Wine or out down A main, and that's exactly what Vitality wanted. They know they're going to have a couple of players in Wine. This could be very, very dangerous on the retake.
Yeah, already getting it to half. In fact, no, ceNder's just sticking it all the way. He's not let go. They're just going to defuse right in front of their eyes. It goes from bad to worse for the side of Karmine Corp. It seems like most of it's just being used to lock players out of middle.
Onto that re-swing there, Scream. Trying to kind of bait them into a false sense of security. Could get nothing away with it. Dipped himself away, really trying to hold them at bay here. But Vitality are just marching on forward. Again, ceNder has been the backstabber of the century in this game as they march their way in towards site. Scream falls down elsewhere. Shin goes to a great tap coming in, but it's simply not enough. As said, sometimes it just comes down to that gun skill, and Vitality have got it in spades in this game.
Spike planted.
Twisten lurking in the backlines. There's a few low players. That's really the only saving grace, but Destrian still full HP and XMS, still needing to find out where some of these players are. Doesn't even know there's a flank. Nice shot at least onto MOLSI. It gives him an opportunity to try and isolate one of these jewels. This would be the big kill, but already getting tagged low. A headshot connected. A chance for a free Evo! Oh, I didn't want to see that. One of the Viper screen I was expecting to see. A deep control makes it a little bit more awkward and segmented to push into the site. As said, this is where I quite like having an initiator behind it because you can sort of get yourself a little bit more information as to what's going on the other side. Nice shot from Scream though. Twisten actually was the one with the spike, so that definitely makes things a bit more awkward in this round for Vitality. But of course, this is a bonus, and Destrian again. This time he's the one backstabbing, although there is a secondary backstab, and of course it's ceNder.
I know he's got some numbers on the board. I think Sat currently 3rd in the kill feed, but for me, it's really been his contributions. Again, the pressure that he's applied from the backside that has really kept KC on their heels, or at least, well, literally on their heels, quite literally falling over themselves to force forward or force back and find themselves getting cut off. Real big team game coming out from Vitality, even though Destrian is the one currently sat at the top of the scoreboard. Newzera will be able to find one, but can find nothing here as well. Even sat in the bonus round, we've got, what, four full rifles on side, so Vitality don't feel too beat up here about their chances. Scream finds one, but it's a spray through from Destrian. No one is stopping this man in this game. Sure enough, down goes the spike. XMS and Shin with it all to do.
And that's the thing, all they need to do is trade from here, but the flash is just perfect. The supportive
3K.
utility from Vitality is just diffing KC by an absurd margin. And while Shin, he hasn't thrived on this Viper. I want to see him back on the initiator. Vitality are going to close this.
Change, and they do it, and you're like, but no, not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly how the feeling's going. Got it. Alrighty, I mean, I like it because I was about to say, we've seen the damage that players like ceNder have been doing on the flank on the last map. I don't mind them having the turret on side to at least help to hold down some areas like that. But Vitality have started this map exactly the same way as they started things off on Ascent, with out-and-out aggression, and KC are left reeling.
Yeah, KC at least get to start on the defense. That's... Oh, BONECOLD? BONECOLD, okay. I don't know what's happened there, fallen asleep at the wheel. I don't know what contact he was waiting for, but they've not only taken a lot of damage, they've lost a player in the meantime. This is one of the best scenarios we've seen throughout the series. I know it's the pistol round, but they managed to bring this back to a competitive standpoint. BONECOLD is dancing around within the smoke. He's going to get a freebie because of it, and the time is ticking away. Still a couple of players yet to be found. BONECOLD got tagged so desperately low, but now on 3 kills. In fact, the end. Not expecting a massive amount.
He's got themselves a full gun up as well. Meanwhile, there's 2 full rifles on side. Twisten and MOLSI dropping both of those along, so it's not going to be a pretty outcome. It's BONECOLD stepping across, he's reduced himself to 5 kills in a row, and they're just absolutely bowling over KC, as you come to expect.
Yeah.
It just gives us a little bit of time to talk as well about the comps a bit more. I know we've gone through them a bit already. I mentioned that I like the Killjoy coming out because it does help with that flank watch. But what else do you look at here and say, I know you're a little bit like... alienated by who's playing what.
Yeah.
When you look at this, what do you think it needs to come out in these rounds to work against what we've seen from Vitality so far?
Well, that's the thing. Like, with a Killjoy and a Viper, and even you could throw the Omen into the mix, you have a lot of delay that's available for you across the map. Like you basically have a double Sentinel with Viper being able to throw down utility.
You're mindful, of course, of ceNder. So there's the ability for themselves to go fast. So I like there and towards Garage. You saw them going so fast and aggressive, just trying to take ground and force Vitality back.
Oh my.
But they're in.
Yeah, again, pressure onto XMS, and again, he crumbles. He's not been able to do anything in these initial takes into the side. They had all of Viper's utility and all of Killjoy's, and they get in unscathed.
This is the battle now, once again, where you've got to fight your way through. It's a 5 versus 4. Great paranoia across finds 2. ceNder collects at least 1. Good play coming out from Destrian, who now has assumed control of tower. And there are 3 players in towards spawn for KC who need a way through. And by the looks of it, just going to go for a save on what they've still got.
Yeah, I can't blame them. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have that full utility setup, and all that really happens is MOLSI and Twisten just run straight through it. Like, the Viper screen's not deterring anyone. They're getting easy entries and then just comboing the utility that they have. Like, that's the thing you have. That's probably the weakness of the composition for Vitality, is flashes. They literally have the paranoia. That's how they get in.
Okay.
Other than that, not a whole lot more. Obviously, the main goal here is just to try and make things more costly for the side of Karmine Corp.
Vitality are ready to come in and force again.
Yeah, they're just being direct. They just don't care about the utility on the other side. Scream, though, this time in position, but it's only going to be a one and done. They managed to get themselves the opener, and bear in mind, there are still weaknesses in the buy that is there for Karmine Corp. Spectre in Newzera's just gone through. A little bit delayed on the push through the smoke, but at least they've got the trade back. And this time, they have actually denied the plant from coming through.
It's exactly what you asked for just before this round started as well, Thomas. Let's play for some retakes here. They got the 1-for-1. Go for the cross, to look in towards the site itself, and has the right idea. They've got that numbers advantage. Is this the first time they find a round?
They're waiting with the nade, still holding this utility, time ticking down, and that will at least buy them an extra couple of seconds. Shindo's doing well, holding onto this cross, not allowing them to get back in. If he could just deny this on his own, and Shin has awoken. Oh,
here we go on the high hitting towards Heaven. Marching on in, 2 players on the low. Streams foot down! Just when he pulled the ult out as well. Big kill coming out from Twisten. And dropping in from the skies comes MOLSI. A second in on towards XMS. And KC have crumbled here in round 7.
Yeah, they just walk past.
They're going to save again.
No, there's no choice. Like, you're not getting this 3v5 done. They've got no ultimates. I can't blame them. Like, that's the thing. You isolate these saves and you go, are they making the right call here? Yes. But it just seems to be the entry duo of Twisten and MOLSI are just filthy. They're doing so well to isolate Jules. The shot from Twisten onto Scream as well was just nasty. But then also you've got MOLSI who just goes, okay, we've worked out where this last man is. I'm just going to style on him. And that's the crazy thing. Like, you look at the scoreboard right now for Vitality, they're not even getting that many kills. Like, it won't look that crazy considering this is a 6-1 scoreline, because most of the time they get 2 kills and then the round ends.
I mean, thinking about it, there's been, what, a few things. The security guards charge on forward, make sure everything is clear, and then in he strolls to merrily put down the plant. KC for yet another round here as well, are forced in towards Garage. They keep on sending two players in, and then they're always forced to fight their way back through. Nivera finds at least one back. It's a small reprieve, though. It's still a 4 versus 3.
Yeah, and they've barely taken any space. Finally making their way back through. Nivera has managed to get one. Already looking to try and get onto the plant, hiding in the smoke. Nivera might just have this kill for free, but they need to start getting on some form of defusal. The time just ticking away, and I think Nivera is
on. I mean, to some level, it's
definitely not ideal on the weaponry front. Both of these players only having pistols slowed them a little bit, made them vulnerable, but XMS is now stuck in the site, and they know exactly where he is. The hopes will be to just try and get out of here. A nice shot at least, though. Again, one of the better scenarios we've seen for KC. A 3v3. While Scream's going to lead the charge back through.
Simply can do nothing about it as well. CENder's found himself at 3k in the round. Not wholly unexpected, given KC were a little bit down on their money in this round and didn't come in with a full buy, but they're slowly starting to turn things back around. Sadly, Nivera stepping forward for a 1v1. Same story for Newzera. Vitality.
See you later.
Forget I said anything, Tom. It's all yours. It's an absolute bowl over again. All right, Shin, we've seen him have a poor catch. Let's not even talk about that one. Twisten closing things out. As I said, coming into it, that was the...
Managed to actually hold on to Heaven Control, which hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to matter. They just don't have the weaponry.
It's the caution as well from Destrian and ceNder, holding so far back here, just protecting any back plans coming on through, leaving the rest to focus entirely on towards spawn side. Screens is where the aggression was coming on through. They've got at least one kill coming in, but ceNder, as mentioned, is doing a bit of work. He finds 3 for himself, but he was the one holding the flank. Now he's the one pulling off the flank. 3 fall down, 2 left standing. XMS at least gets 1. Now down to himself against 4. It's again going to go against them.
Whether it matters or not is a different thing altogether.
TP coming up there, or the ultimate, just to check if anyone was in Garage, and with the answer being no, they're going to stick here on A. Vitality with about 30 seconds to work with here. We've seen them kind of make a decision several times in this series between the 30 and 40-second mark, and sure enough, the players coming in. TPing towards backside, they know that now there is one there, but it's trying to find the others. They don't know about the Omen, that's a little bit too close. They get rid of one, and it feels like finally they force them back, but 2 kills come in.
It doesn't seem to matter.
No.
The clutch plays on the other side, spikes in an awkward spot, and Destrian, he was just looking to retrieve the spike, but he's going to kill off Newzera.
Enemies are everywhere at the gate. He gets one to Newzera as well. Shin finds 2, makes it 3rd as well. That's the kind of hold you want to get things moving. We said, was it repeatable? It's taken a while, but it has come back in. BONECOLD's got to do it now against 3.
I don't think he's going to be able to stop them getting their second round. That's something at least. For Karmine, expecting much from this point onwards. Operator up, Screen just farming up those frags. Already got the showstopper online for the next round, and he definitely seems to be building in confidence. A complete farm up, and even looking for the ace. Destrian is in point. Or his team going to give him anything?
Out, sees the man as well, going to dodge straight out. Showstopper comes on through, going to find absolutely no one, but Shin has got the entry, and that's exactly what they were looking for. They see the back of the gate, but it's Screen popping off. Twisten bringing him down in response. 3 still left for Vitality here, but as you mentioned already, the momentum just keeps on rolling forwards. And a bit of a rotate coming in for Vitality. BONECOLD holding firm, but there we go. Nivera's at the very back and gets the response. It's op versus op, it's 2 versus 3. They're going to find one for themselves. A swing comes in, and it's literal trades back and forth. XMS has got a hold. Dashes in. What are you doing, my man? Gets just out of it and swings in. XMS puts a walk up. Twisten, the difference maker, finds one and dashes away. Immediately pushed up by the last 2, but he's way out of dodge.
Yeah, and there's multiple players ready and waiting on this side of the map. Heaven not really being covered at the moment, but Twisten's going to try and thread that needle. Showstopper still available if they want it. And in fact, KC are going to start doubling back towards this A side, maybe expecting that this is a stag. Destrian is going to be hearing everything. Has the paranoia available and could cause them some serious issues. They're not checking this angle right now. It should be for free. No. The Omen strikes again. And now with 15 seconds, they got to go. They've just got to save. There's no chance of them winning this round. Just fade away and hold on to the guns.
10 seconds
They should get away with this as well as they're not being challenged. I say that. You got MOLSI on the walk around. Also Desh on the other side, looking to somewhat pin Trin. They'll realise that they've got the Viper hanging at the bottom. Are they going to bother trying to go for this? Casey again taking it a bit slow, just feeling out what's coming out of Vitality. They know there are no more missteps allowed. They have to make this work for 6 rounds in a row.
Oh, MOLSI's going to peek as they're spamming the wall, but Newzera guarding, patient from XMS, catching them on this aggression. BONECOLD, if he can get this kill, he actually has the res and brings it back into that 4v4 scenario. Spike still trapped back as well. That's a bigger problem, and Destrian again! He always seems to be in the backlines, always seems to catch them with their pants down. And they now might know that there's a player still lurking around.
I think it was such a good shout as well. Screaming Newzera really wanted to get the pinch onto Garage and force the defenders to the other side of the map, but there was the backstab coming in. A little bit of an overcommit, and it might just prove to be absolutely fatal.
He's having to go the long way. They were watching and would have caught the man with the spike. 20 seconds left as they look to make the move and just almost give it to him as a freebie. It's left to Nivera trying to clutch this out. 1 versus 4. Shot missed and it's game over.